A lot of people hear this buzz out there about chatting with the data. And if you just look at the first thing that's available to you, hell, even in my Windows 11, there is a Copilot. Can't do much, but it's there. So if people think that, oh, that's just more of the same, you're wrong. There are different AI chatbots. Yes, you may have something native to your desktop or laptop computer, but this is different. We're talking about those first level of chatbots or copilots just talking to your static documents. That's not enough to run the plant. So when we're talking about running the plant, we're talking about connecting to the sensors, connecting to the edge devices. And so you might hear things like MQTT, which is the protocol that we love to use. You might hear things like OPC UA, which is an older alternative. And you use those technologies to read information from your edge devices at the factory in real time. So what it looks like is that there is this chatbot, if I can make you imagine it in my hand here, and it's actually telling the edge devices that I'm going to subscribe to the events that you publish when anything changes. So whether that's a temperature sensor, pressure sensor, vibration sensor, anything, right? So whenever anything changes at the factory, they send the event and say, publish it to whoever subscribed to this. One of the subscribers is the chatbot. That chatbot gets this information and it actually keeps that in memory so that when your operator comes to ask a question, it has the latest information that maybe it got a second ago, maybe it got it 30 seconds ago. It doesn't matter. It's the latest published information from that sensor. So now when you're asking, it's very different from having a PDF document somewhere and just reading it and saying, yeah, generally this is what you should do. No, no, no. I'm talking about that real-time data that just came in. And so in a big picture, it looks like these chatbots might be getting thousands of messages all the time. And they are organizing them in memory so that when you ask a question, they can find the relevant information and send that to the large language model to give you the best answer. So that's what happens. And yes, they are not the same as your typical Copilot that's just sitting there on your desktop. The real-time data insight is what makes the difference. Plus, the best ones have AI agents built in so that the AI agents look at those data points and analyze them and see, oh, does this look like this number is too low? It should be higher. Does this look like the performance at your plant is not good? And then when they see that, they go and dig deeper and they prepare these reports that are also waiting for you in memory. And when you as a user come in and ask something, the data is enriched with those reports. And so the chatbot is able to give you a fuller picture, a deep dive story about what happened at your plant. That's very important. I can tell you that if that Press 103 at that virtual factory at Pruvit was down for 3 hours, when you ask about what's going on from a good chatbot, it will tell you exactly that the performance went down, there was abrupt event after which everything stopped, and now you have not been producing anything for at least 3 hours. So it's important to know that information. No static PDF document will tell you that.
Okay, so in this case, tell me if this is a fitting metaphor, but a Copilot to a manufacturing specific chatbot is like a horse and a cart to an automobile. Is that more or less accurate?
I like that analogy. We got to contemplate on that. But it sure sounds attractive.
So just to make sure that people don't confuse the two, it's like they both have four wheels, but different output and efficiency.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. And those who take note of that today and start preparing or start engaging in conversations about developing this capability at their site, they are going to be the winners. Absolutely, hands down.
Again, I'm playing the devil's advocate, or I'm trying to put self into the shoes of a
One
production
one
manager.
thing I wanted to say on this, for this question number 2, is when I was at Prove It conference, there was this plant manager that walked up to talk about our capabilities. And he actually told us a story that was a real story that happened at their plant. He said the machine caught on fire and the operator got scared and ran out of the building. When the operator ran out of the building, nobody was notified. And so the fire was getting bigger. Now, this is a perfect example of where it might not be obvious to you, but if you have a good AI in place, and we're talking about AI chatbot, yeah, believe it, that has AI agents that scrutinize the data, if you have sensors in that building, you might have smoke detector sensors, you might have temperature sensors, you might have many different sensors that detect that there's something abnormal happening with that machine right now. And you have certain settings that say, hey, if something abnormal happens, if it's very bad, alert right away. If it's not too bad, alert a little bit later. Like, you control that, right? Your people would have been warned that there's something going on in that case when the machine is on fire. So I'm talking about notification going out to production supervisors, to managers, so the AI agents can easily notify whoever you want to be notified. So that fire would have had less costly consequences than what really happened. So this is a perfect example for why these chatbots are different from your typical Copilot. Of course, if you had your normal Office Copilot that talks to your documents, it wouldn't have helped you in this situation at all. So this is important. We're talking about real money lost like this when your factory goes on fire. So yes, you want the capability with the AI agents built in so that the right people are made aware that something is going on.